The terrorists stuffed rocks into the hands of the American captive, then ordered him to throw them at his female officer. If he refused, he would be killed. Should he betray his officer or face death on the spot? With no other choice, the captive picked up a rock and hurled it hard at the female officer. Then all the Afghans present gave descent, pelting the woman with a rain of stone. Despair, fear, the very air seemed to freeze. At this critical moment, a rescue helicopter suddenly roared onto the scene. The Apache's cannons opened fire, unleashing a wild barrage. Bullets swept across the ground, instantly intimidating everyone. A Black Hawk helicopter landed right after, ready to carry out the rescue. Seeing this, the terrorists immediately split up and fled with the hostages, throwing the scene into chaos. The assault team seized the moment and quickly pulled the barely alive female officer onto the helicopter. The next second, gunfire erupted everywhere, explosions kept going on, and the firefight reached a fever pitch. Unexpectedly at that moment, the terrorists brought out an RPG launcher, instantly turning the tide of the battle. The Apache was instantly torn apart in the sea of fire. With no more air cover, the pilot suddenly yanked the control stick, frantically turning the Black Hawk around to retreat. The female officer was instantly furious, cursing out loud and ordering the pilot to go back and rescue the others, but the pilot didn't even look back, pretending not to hear her. Just like that, his men were left behind alive in Afghanistan, and even worse was yet to come. Terrorists actually broke into an international school. Suddenly, gunfire erupted outside the windows and the female students screamed in terror. Even the security guards were so frightened that they abandoned their posts and ran for their lives. Seeing no other way out, several girls desperately climbed onto the roof, hoping to escape the massacre. Among them was Ellie, the biological daughter of the American ambassador. She was actually the terrorists' real #1 target. Soon, the terrorists swarmed in, the leader grabbed Ellie, and all the girls were locked up, completely becoming hostages. Immediately after, the terrorists demanded a ransom of $10 million from the girls' families. For a time, public opinion around the world was in an uproar. In order to rescue the hostages, the US military sent the female officer back to Afghanistan. She formed an entirely new special operations team. This time, she was determined to personally bring the hostages back. First, they set up an ambush by the roadside. The convoy of terrorists triggered a landmine, and a utility pole crashed down, blocking the road. The special forces immediately launched a fierce attack on the vehicles with rocket launchers. After taking out the remaining guards, they kidnapped an Afghan elder. Right after that, a dramatic scene unfolded. Just as the terrorist reinforcements arrived, the special forces squad pretended to retreat, deliberately letting the terrorists leave. The elder also intentionally left behind a backpack full of US dollars. But what the rebel leader didn't know was that a tracker had already been placed inside the backpack. Following the signal, they quickly located the terrorists' stronghold. But a frontal assault would be like throwing eggs at a rock, so instead, they sneaked into the cave through the ventilation duct. In the next moment, several female team members changed into full-body robes, blended into the crowd, and transformed into waitresses, heading straight into the enemy's central ammunition depot. They planted bombs in the ammunition depot, and as soon as they activated the switch, a massive explosion instantly echoed throughout the base. Before the terrorists could recover from the shock, the special forces team immediately launched their assault. Amidst the chaos, the female officer precisely rescued all the hostages, and the group forced their way out of the encirclement by car. They finally succeeded in saving those girls. This is a true story.